all of you guys that listening right now, start with the mini buying power, test it, use it, take a few attempts if you need. Because it's only $97, you can actually do that even 3 or 4 times, and that will be easy for you to pass the evaluation, see consistency, and then go for the bigger buying powers. So make sure you start small and build it. Welcome everybody to another funded trader of Trader Pool. Today, Mohamed is with me, another funded trader that passed the evaluation of the mini buying power, the $20,000 buying power you trade with. Hello, Mohamed, how are you doing?
Hello, Michael. I'm glad to be here.
Great. So, Mohamed, tell us a little bit about your story, how you become a funded trader.
My trading journey started in 2017 with forex trading. Unfortunately, it didn't continue for long. Then I resumed trading around 2021. They were charging a lot of commissions and a lot of fees. It wasn't really worth it at that time. And maybe I didn't also have the, let's say, the solid experience to continue. So I decided to stop. But when I saw Trade the Pool, it encouraged me to start and get into the business again. But it took me almost 6 months to practice and try different strategies till maybe like I landed to one profitable strategy that I stick to it now, and I'm trying just to utilize it to the maximum.
Amazing. So before we dive into that strategy and get more information about that, tell me something. It's interesting to understand what's the difference between, in your eyes, the difference between the forex market to the stock market, because you did both of them.
Well, in terms of technicals, I think they're the same, but fundamentals, what drives the movement of the stocks and the currency, they differ, let's say, substantially. Like the stocks, whenever there is a great news about the business, you can expect like a boom, in the stock price. However, for the currency, like you have just to watch, for like the fundamentals, maybe about the Fed, let's say, decisions about interest rate, or maybe their expectation of about the outcome of the economy and the inflation and so on. So you have to be mindful for that. But in terms of technical, they're the same.
That's great to hear, because I'm sure the guys that listening right now, some of them are trading forex or maybe tried it before, or even a lot of the guys also doing futures. There are many prop firms also around forex and futures, so definitely good to hear that, and I definitely support that. The technical part is kind of the same: support, resistance, the strategies, the risk management, all the things you need to apply in order to become a funded trader and in general become a better trader. But you do need to realize that there are some nuances between the two markets, and that's obviously important to recognize. So I'll share my screen and show your progress. For those of you not familiar with it, once you join Trader Pool, you have basically a dashboard where you can track your stats and see the progress. So let's see that. Okay, so this is your evaluation, trading on $20,000 buying power. That's plenty to trade with. You passed the evaluation very nicely, and now you also passed the bar for the minimum trades, and the best trades. The one best trade cannot be more than 30% out of the total target. You made it pretty nicely. That's a very decent chart, Muhammad, because you started kind of roughly, but then very nice and steady, right? Similar to a good stock that push higher, a little bit of pullbacks, and then continue higher. Let's go over your stats here. So 1 to 1.8 risk reward. That's nice. 54%, totally fine. You mostly trade those big names, right? Tesla, Amazon, MRK, AMD. Tell me a little
Exactly.
bit about that, like an insight about your strategy. You said you tried it and tried many different styles until you find out the one that works for you. So What is it exactly?
Well, initially, like maybe everyone, I started with penny stocks and small caps, but I didn't really find any luck with that, with the strategy I'm using. It felt like a kind of a pump and dump most of the time.
Yeah.
You're not able maybe to catch the movement unless you start earlier. But with large cap stocks, I think it's like very predictable. If you know the pattern, if you just like place your start, your your entry price earlier, or maybe at the, let's say, level, you are able maybe to catch a very decent move. Even maybe with 100 shares, you can really make a very decent income.
Yeah, I really like the fact that you're trading, 50, 100 shares, not going really big, even though you can. And we also have higher buying power accounts and programs, but you work very nice and steady. Like I said, the chart show it perfectly. You don't see any big jumps or strong down moves. So that's very nice what you did here. And you already started trading on your funded account, right?
That's
So,
correct.
and you're in profit of almost $600 on that. So that's also great. Very nice and steady on this one as well. You can already basically withdraw the funds. You didn't do a lot of trading here, but only one loser. So tell me a little bit about that.
Uh, the loser, I think it was, uh, like most of the time when I prepare for my day, maybe I will have like a short list of 2 or 3 stocks. I think at that time when I entered, it wasn't really moving let's say the right way that I predicted maybe it would move.
Hmm.
So I just had to conclude it and just like exit out of the trade and move to a better stock that really meets my standard. So
Nice. So guys that listen in right now and maybe going through the same phase as you did, give them that edge, that tip that will get them to the funded point. What is it exactly?
well, I think they need to combine maybe 2 or 3 things at the same time. First of all, a practice on a strategy. Let's say, for example, the one I'm using right now, I check, the gainers and losers on the scanner, and I focus maybe on the best two of those, let's say, stocks I find. I try to see if there's any fundamental behind that. Then I stick maybe to the best, let's say, based on the fundamental. And I try to, a very important point, I try to place my entry at the right, let's say, at the right level, because that really predicts, this is really dictates whether you'll be like profitable or loser on that trade. Then the size also of the share. I'm not trying really to make really a huge income, at the beginning. I'm just trying to be consistent and profitable as much as I can. Then I will scale in, let's say later on, maybe in 2 months or 3 months, I'll try to increase my share size and so on. But I try just to maintain the risk and utilize the trade. Even with 100 share, like I have seen, there are many opportunities sometimes. I could make maybe $1,000, in a trade. So the idea, like you need to have maybe a bigger account to make like a large money is not really. I don't think really it's really correct. You can really make money, even with a small account.
Yeah, especially when it comes to those big gainers, right? Tesla, Amazon, and Nvidia.
Yeah,
Those stocks can easily move $10 a day
exactly.
and even more. So with 100 shares, you can definitely do a few hundreds, if not even more, on a
Exactly.
good day. So that totally makes sense. Um, I want to ask you about the part when you exit the trade, because you said you're very much into entering it at the right place, and that's good and all. What is it about your exit strategy? What exactly do you do? What are you looking for when you exit in the trade?
Well, first of all, most of the time I try to set, let's say, uh, a very easy, maybe let's say, profit that I could achieve. Let's say like a $3 move or $4 move, maybe. And let's say big stocks like Tesla. when they have like a good fundamental behind that. But sometimes also, based maybe on the chart itself. If let's say I know the price has already reached a certain level and maybe it's trying to retest that level, I would try to place maybe my stop just before that, maybe like $1 before that or so on. So just to be on the safe side. I know even it will reach it, and sometimes it will even go beyond that, but just to be safe and not to be greedy also.
Yeah. So it mostly like the next resistance level that you're looking for?
Yes, exactly.
Are you using any indicators, any technical indicators, MACD, RSI, moving averages?
I'm only using, let's say, a blank chart. Maybe the only thing maybe I have is the 200 SMA. That's it.
And how do you use it?
Well, most of the time, let's say if the price, of course, is below, then I consider it as my support level. That I know the price, even if it comes down to it, maybe to respect it. It breaks it. Okay, I make adjustment to the trade and maybe exit if I have to. But most of the time, of course, it respects and just bounce back again.
That's great. So I guess you're doing roughly the same what you did on the evaluation and the funded account. Do you feel any difference maybe on the mental side, on the mental aspect of it?
For me, I don't see any difference. I'm just trying to be consistent. I'm just trying to be disciplined to the rules I have set. I don't try really to make any, like a kind of. I don't try even to make like a kind of to try any or test any new strategies. Just to stick to the one that is working now. Later on, maybe okay, I would add one or two strategies to my portfolio. But for now, just to stick to what is working, and that's it.
Nice. That sounds great, Mohammed. Thanks so much for everything on that one. For those of you not familiar with Tradepool and it's your first video that you watched, go check us on the website tradepool.com. You can become a funded trader with $20,000 to $260,000 of buying power. So go check us out. And for you, Muhammad, thanks so much for all the info, and I wish you best of luck. You're already doing great on your funded, so keep that. Potentially, you will reach the goal of just splitting the profit, take your share, and continue to trade with us. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Michael.